it's a deeper commitment to the life I feel God is calling me to. I believe that God is calling all of us into our fullest selves, and this is where I see myself coming to life. I think that after living 2 years in the novitiate, experiencing Jesuit life in community has been a huge blessing, a huge gift. And to see Jesuits who come to life in their apostolic work, and to see them take part in the mysterious love of God, and to build the kingdom, whether that's in the educational apostolate, or whether that's working with the homeless, or whether that's working within the International Society in Rome. Watching other people come to life because they have heard this call too, and I get to eat meals with these brothers of mine, and share in their experience in this very intimate way.
Community is something that has kept me around. So again, companionship, and I think just the idea that we walk with one another, that we belong to one another, has really sustained me, and it's given me a lot of joy. The most appealing thing to me is still this idea that our home is the road, that our home is the world, and that we are truly available. I can't say that I am truly available. I mean, I struggle with this like anyone, but that we are called to be available to wherever the greatest need is, and that we use a process of discernment to figure out what the greatest need is, and then we are simply sent. That I can be comfortable and I can be happy in this life, regardless of where they ask me to go, they being my superiors, and regardless of what the task is before me, that I can do so with joy, and I can do so with the resources and the spirit that I need, because this is what we are called to do, that the world, again, is our home. That's very attractive to me.
Matt and Eric, for 2 years now, you have prayed and reflected on your call. You've discovered Christ in many places, especially in service of the poor, and your vocation has been tested. And now you are ready to set aside your own desires and embrace the freedom and the joy that comes with turning one's entire self over to God.
The joy for me, more than just the community that the Jesuits provide, is this idea that the life we live as Jesuits allows us to interface and interact with a host of different kinds of people. And for me, when I look for the face of Christ, sure, I can look at a crucifix, or I can look at the corpus on the wall here in the chapel, and there is an image of Jesus, but to look in the eyes of the other, no matter where they come from, no matter who they are, no matter what their story is, and to feel that deep connection with them because there is a piece of Christ in them. There's a piece of Christ in their life. And because of that divine presence in them, to treat them as one worthy of all of the gifts that God provides, and to try and be a part of ministering that goodness and those gifts to them is really profound. That is the greatest joy of my life.
The novitiate has been about seeing the world with new eyes, and seeing the world in a clearer way, in the way that God does. You know, God's love is still mysterious. I certainly haven't figured it all out. I'm a broken human being, but to experience God's love and to share it with others, there's no greater call in my life.
Willing to do it, and I think the world needs Jesuits. Our benefactors obviously believe that as well, and because of their generosity, I am able to confirm this choice for myself, and to them all thanks are due. I'm just profoundly grateful for them.
Our heartfelt thanks from the Society of Jesus to Don and Christine Donovan, to Greg and Rita Immel. We know when Matt and Eric were baptized, you heard in the rite of baptism that you would be your son's first teachers in the faith. And you have been marvelous teachers. It's through your love, your care, your inspiration, and your guidance that they said yes to God's call and entered the Jesuit novitiate and said yes to make their profession before the Lord this day.
Thank you for making this life possible. Every journey involves mutuality. I couldn't be here without you. You help me come to life in the way that you can.